All right, let's start the day off with some Detroit Lions football. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Motor City Sports Talk. Trying to be the most consistent that I can be, but let's talk about the Lions. Quintez Cephus is basically tearing it up in camp. And also going to talk about the running back draft, the running back stocks down, receiver stocks way up. So let's get into it. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. And yeah, we can start off with Cephus, man. Cephus has been tearing it up. He's definitely going to make the roster. And, you know, basically he fell to the 5th round because he ran a 4.73. And right now in camp, he's showing that I'm not a track guy, but I got football speed, and he catching everything. And it's getting to the point, like, you know, maybe the Lions made a mistake bringing Danny Amendola back because they got to find a way to get this kid on the field. But the good thing about it is, with Danny Amendola, he going to miss about 3 or 4 games a year. That's just been his MO, his whole career. You know, he been missing a few games, and it might get to the point where he missed a game and Quintez Cephus set it off. He might not get his spot back, but it was insurance bringing Danny Amendola back. I felt they had insurance with Marvin Hall being able to play the slot. But once again, he's injured to begin with. He only caught 7 balls last year, so I understand you need somebody to control the middle of the field. But the way T.J. Hockenson looking in camp, the Lions' offense looked good through the air, but the running game is what is the main concern. We ain't really never had no issues moving the ball up and down the field with Mike Martz and, you know, with Matthew Stafford and with Bob Quinn. I mean, not Bob Quinn, but Darrell Bevell. I mean, even with the guy Scott, I forget his name. He was in Dallas for me, Scott Linehan. You know, our issue has been even with Mike Martz and Linehan, and now, you know, through Lombardi, Jim Bob Cooter, and with Darrell Bevell, it's been consistently getting down to the red zone and punching it in. And what the issue has been, they can't run the ball. So if I ain't got to stack the box in the red zone, I can really, really make the passing windows even tighter. You can have the greatest pass catchers all you want to, but the windows get tighter down there, especially if I ain't got to defend the run. And the running game has been the key. You know, and it seems like the Lions just continue to invest into the passing attack. Even Taylor Decker is part of that. He's a great pass protector. He's a good pass protector, but he sucks at run blocking, and, you know, and that's just been the issue, you know. But once again, if you got a talent like Quintez Cephus that can drop in the draft, and you find you another gem with Kenny Galladay, why pass it up? Because he can play the slot, run the route tree. He can take over for Danny Amendola next year. You know what I'm saying? He could take over this year if Amendola go down and Marvin Hall don't come back. So it should be very, very interesting on the receiving core, because you got 2 guys on that receiving core that's ready to come out. You know, you got Marvin Hall that's ready to come, you know, ready to probably move on, and Amendola ready to move on. So with Quintez Cephus, if you can get him to play the slot, then you probably just need another receiver to go outside of Galladay. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he tearing it up, you know, and he's showing why the Lions drafted him. The Lions didn't look at speed. They looked at, hey, man, this dude is a football player. He can run the route tree. He could take over for the slot. He could play outside. And maybe the Lions found him another star, you know, like Galladay and Quintez Cephus. So it wouldn't shock me. They really never had no issues, you know, drafting receivers and hitting or missing. I mean, Roy Williams, Mike Williams, Calvin Johnson. I mean, you can keep going on and on. So, you know, it's good to see Quintez Cephus tearing it up. You know, but then again, you know, even bringing him onto the team, they still lack that game-breaking speed. And all their game breakers outside of Agnew offensively are injured. DeAndre Swift, Marvin Hall, and Agnew are they 3 game-breaking speed guys. And also Kenny Galladay, you could throw him in there as well, too. You know, they need to get faster, and that's kind of where the NFL is going at. It's going with speed, you know what I'm saying? And that's my whole issue. So Marvin Hall got to get back healthy. And when you got a quarterback going to his 12th year that's coming off 2 consecutive years with back injuries, you got to be able to make it easy for him. You know, he got to be able to dump it off and somebody take it to the house. You don't want him just to throw into a possession receiver and have to go on 15, 20-play drives. How about him able to, you know, toss it on the sweep and the running back go to the house? Or how about him dumping down on the screenplay and, you know, Marvin Hall able to take it to the house? So if they're not going to be explosive with they explosive players, then they need to be able to run the ball a lot better. And that's kind of the issue. You look at the running game, DeAndre Swift is missing in practice again with a leg injury. Kerryon Johnson walking around with a brace on. Bo Scarborough's been injured. Huntley, haven't heard much about him. And Ty Johnson is the one running back that's been having a phenomenal camp without being injured. So it's going to be tough to cut him. And he's just been phenomenal, through the whole camp. Maybe Ty Johnson get in there and get some touches. Right now, all their backs is pretty much injured that matter. Now you got Wes Hill back. You got the Williams guy from the coast doing well. But we know what he about. But right now, Ty Johnson is the healthy shining star at the backfield. And Kerryon is now going to continue to wear a brace on his knee for the rest of his career. So I don't even know if you can count on him to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? So we know what we know about him the first 2 years. He going down. So really, it might just boil down. It might boil down to Ty Johnson and Bo Scarborough and basically, man in the backfield. The Lions just got a real innate ability to draft injury-prone running backs. Kevin Jones, he pretty much made himself injury-prone. Javid Best, just keep going on and on. But hopefully DeAndre Swift, whatever that leg injury is, it get back healthy because you need him. He your one explosive back out the backfield who can just do it all. But Kerryon said he been working out. He said he gonna run with the brace on his knee, and we'll see. It might be Kerryon a bust. It might be Kerryon and Swift a bust. It might be Ty. The game might slow down for Ty. So they don't run the ball this year. They have no success, and that's just what it is. I'm not talking about Lions are now averaging 3.5 yards a carry. That's an upgrade. No. They need to legitimately run the ball. Yes. They need legit running game. If they don't have a legit running game, the Lions will go nowhere. I don't care how good the defense is. They can even, make it to the playoffs as a wild card. Because remember, they're adding a wild card team to the playoffs. They're not going nowhere. They have to find a way to run the ball in every aspect of the running game. You're talking about explosive plays. They need short yardage plays. They need good first down running game plays. They need everything. You know what I'm saying? Supplementing the running game with the short passing game is not going to help their cause. Matthew Stafford needs a break. He need to be able to hand the ball off 20, 30 times a game, and they be able to win the game. You can't go to Green Bay. You can't go to Philadelphia in the playoffs, or you can't go out to 49er land and expect to win if you don't have a running game. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. A running game travel. A passing game don't. If it's the fall game, if it's raining, it's sleeting, it's hail, whatever it may be, the running game and defense travels. Even the kicking game could be a non-factor. The Lions have to be able to run the football in every aspect of the running game. If they don't run the ball with no success this year, the team will not have any success this year. That is the key. Run the ball, stop the run, play good special teams. Everything else will fall in place. And if they don't stop the run and run the ball this year, just expect a duplicate of what you've seen last year, maybe with a game or 2 or 3 on top of that. But that's imperative, them run the ball. They keep drafting running backs. I like the idea of it. Big V, I'm hearing, having a good camp. Dale is probably going to start at one guard. Jonah Jackson, Ragnar is taking it up a step. And Taylor Decker trying to get his Skrilla. He's trying to get his Fetty, and he's taking it up a step and doing good. They could be good in pass blocking, Taylor Decker, but Decker has to be dominant in run blocking. Dale has to be dominant in run blocking. Ragnar is dominant. We know that. We don't have to worry about him. Big V has to be dominant in run blocking. And Jonah Jackson has to be dominant in run blocking. And Big V has to be better at pass blocking as well, too. Because what you're going to see in this division, a little OT talk, you're going to see Danielle Hunter. You're going to see Khalil Mack. You'll see the Smith brothers. You know what I'm saying? And Taylor Decker religiously struggles with guys with speed in these pass rushers. But the beautiful thing about it this year is also you have TJ Hawkinson who's tearing it up. The pass catchers in general. So you can legitimately run with Hawkinson and Jesse James, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 back personnel, or you can go out there with 2 tight ends, up back, running back, and 1 receiver. They can come out there heavy this year, and that can help assist the running game as well. If you come out with 2 tight ends, 2 receivers in the back, and Jesse James able to block and Hawkinson able to block, and the game should slow down for him, they able to block and they'll be able to help the running game. They're not gonna know if Hawkinson and James going out to catch or not. You can put them on delays. You can do a lot of things. So I think the 2 tight end, 2 receiver, and 1 back personnel, that should be the base personnel or the majority of the personnel that the Lions run this year. But that's just my opinion on it. But let me know what you guys think about camp so far. But the pass catchers is tearing it up. Amendola looking good. Galladay making great catches in the back of the end zone from what I hear. Marvin Jones is looking phenomenal. And Hawkinson is unguardable. So passing wise, I don't think that scares anybody. Like I said, the protection of Matthew Stafford is going to be key, but also running the ball is going to be key. No run game, no stopping the run game. The Lions are not going anywhere fast without those things. But hey, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All my links in the description. Twitter's the fastest way than Facebook. I really check the IG, so I apologize. Just don't really care about it. But hey, anytime, YouTube question, business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, just want to chop it up. Twitter is the fastest way. Want to make a donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Best way to donate for your boy is to share the video and also check my other channel out right here on YouTube, Goodfellas Sports TV. One time for the one time we go.